Greetings, everyone. DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey, guys, I guess, at the end of the day, we can believe what we want to believe. And, obviously we can accept, the things that, come our way with no resistance if we find, I guess, the proper level of comfort with it. Donald Trump just announced yesterday that 250,000 Americans would die. I don't know if he said that in the next 2 weeks or if he meant, before June, when the so-called belt curve, has been completed. A bell curve has been completed with this coronavirus when it hits its peak and come back down. It's interesting because, now he has most Americans, including myself, most people in this country, looking around and questioning every time they get the sniffles, every time they get a scratchy throat, and surely every time that they hear of someone dying, and it's the concern that, am I sick or am I going to be the next one? And I mean, completely healthy people, thinking, that way because of all this predictive programming. And, and what is predictive program? You know that already, but it's repeating something and repeating it and saying it till you soften up to it, and then ultimately when it starts to happen, you embrace it, you accept it. Predictive programming. You got to be 6 feet away, you got to be 23 feet away, you got to have masks. You don't have to have a mask. You need to stay inside where you can go outside and walk your dog. Well, you're essential if you work for the fire department. You're not essential if you work at the department store. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, so now he's able, our society is able to tell us whose work is essential and whose work isn't. And guess what, guys? Through predictive programming, we're pretty much, all sipping on the Kool-Aid. Some of us are swallowing the Kool-Aid. I mean, some of us are so afraid that someone is going to give you the coronavirus that you're literally running from people. Hiding in your caves, afraid that, oh my goodness, what happens if I get the coronavirus? Well, I don't know what happened to you the last time you had the flu. It's a good chance. It's like a 99% chance you're just going to have, a little fever, itchy throat, a cough, chest cold, some issues with your breathing, nasal issues. And then, I don't know, about 3 or 4 days, you'll start feeling better. In about 2 weeks, you won't remember you had the flu. That's probably what your coronavirus is going to be. While you're running and hiding and in a state of panic because you've been told that through predictive programming, the world is in trouble and 250,000 Americans are going to die in 2 weeks. Woo! Don't you feel afraid now? Well, guess what? I think it's hogwash. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't believe it. I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie. I think it's predictive programming to get all of us to become more comfortable with being directed by high power officials, whether it be your local policeman or your National Guardsmen or your federal government, etc. Getting used to being dictated to what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. And ultimately, so that everyone is willing to submit to the vaccinations that are going to come. And they're going to make it so that when you go back to work, you're going to have your papers. Some people call it the mark of the beast. Now, I'm not going to go that far. But you're going to have your papers to show that, yes, in order to work, to buy, to do business, you have been vaccinated. And if you refuse to do it or have your papers, you will not be able to buy or sell. That sounds familiar? If not, go read Revelation chapter 13. And, then do a compare and contrast. But at the end of the day, this is all a bigger agenda. Stock market crashing. Come on. Not only the stock market crashing, but everybody's getting a stimulus check now, right? Everybody's going to get a little extra money. And nobody's really questioning this money. We just feel good about this money that a nation that had so much debt that they could not find, the resources to give reparations to, to the Native Americans. So, American descendants of slaves, right? They did, that money just was not there. But somehow or another, they found 2.2 million. They're going to find, trillion, and find some more trillions. And they're going to give you this stimulus money just to kind of get you feeling better about yourself and better about your government who put you in this situation in the first place, right? That created this whole situation, this whole financial bubble in the first place. But they're going to give you a little something to distract you, you know what I'm saying? To get your mind off of your misery for a moment. And then when the money is gone, or if the money does not go, when the whole system falls out, or if you still keep the money, or if the system falls out, the money is not going to be worth anything. But more importantly, how good is it going to feel for you to get your small business loan, to get your business started back up, only to find out there's no resources to stock your business with? Because that's coming next. Manufacturers are shutting down all over the country. Many of these manufacturers around the world have not worked, the plants have not worked in 5-6 months. Farmers are not working, the textile mills are not working, the canneries are not working. None of these people are working. So what are you going to use that money for? In about 4 or 5 months, small business owner, I'm talking to you now, when you've got your loans and you're feeling good and you got all this money that's probably not going to be worth very much because of inflation and the devaluation of the dollar. But more importantly, what are you going to do when you go to your favorite retail outlets to get your supplies or your supply stores and they tell you, sorry, Charlie, China didn't send anything? Why is that? Oh, you forgot the coronavirus. Remember last year, around about, February, March, April, May, when everybody had shut down across the whole planet? Remember that? So therefore, we have nothing for you. Now that's if you, the so-called worker bees, the so-called, ants here. Because guess what? Your elitists, they've already stocked up. And they've already kind of disappeared off the scene. Have any of you guys noticed that? All those CEOs who resigned, I think I read in March, 219 CEOs resigned from their positions in the month of March. 219. Where did they go? Why did they resign? I suspect they resigned because they knew it was time to get out of Dodge and get underground where it was going to be safe because of the shitstorm that's going to be coming at the latter part of this year and the beginning of next year. So what they did, they cashed in their chips and hit roll, because if they had not done that and just walked off and quit without making a official announcement, people would have been looking for them. Same thing with probably a lot of your professional athletes, especially the very wealthy ones. Where are they? Where are your entertainers? Where are the Jay-Z's and all those guys? Where are they gone off to? They're kind of quiet now. You don't hear anything from them. Where they at? Where are they? They canceled the season, so you're not going to look for them on television, right? Right? And the only time you do hear something from them, the next one who got the coronavirus. See, I got the coronavirus too. I'm just like you. The damn lie. They're not just like us. They're not like us. They're different species who, we all know, have paid the price, and did the sacrifice, and have accepted the fact, the selling of their souls to the fallen ones. Yeah, I'm sure some of you guys say, there he goes again, but that's okay. You don't have to believe me for me to be right. You know that, right? You don't have to agree with me for me to be right. You know that, right? So we're good. It's okay. It's okay. 2 years ago, I told everybody that this day was coming, that there will be famines, that you better stock up on your food, that the military will be pushing martial law, that people will be buying guns, that there will be all kind of chaos in the street, that the markets would crash, they would steal all your money out of the financial system, get your money out the stock. I said all of that 2 or 3 years ago, consistently said it. And everybody who heard it said, why is he so negative? What's wrong with him? What's going on with him? He's nothing positive. He don't know what he's talking about. Okay, that's what they said then. I wonder what they're saying now. Oh, I know. He still doesn't know what he's talking about. Even though everything I shared with you then, which was given to me, I can't take credit for it. I only speak to it because it did happen and I did talk about it. Well, I spoke about it and it happened. Let me say it that way. Because it was revealed, and I'm not the only person it was revealed to. All of us who have the ruhuk in us will know the truth, as the scripture says, and that truth will set us free. It said that we would understand, but the wicked, the unrighteous among you, they would not understand. It really said that they would be deceived by Satan to believe a lie. Again, that's why, you went to John and Terry's, homosexual men wedding. and said it was the same as Judy and Roberts. Same love affair, same intimacy, same honeymoon, sure the same sex, same procreation from that sex. I guess we have to pause right there. And I'm sure the sweet smell of a man and a woman wasn't that same sweet smell between, who did I say his name was? Tom and Terry or Rob and Terry? Who knows, right? I'm sure when they got up the next morning, things were not smelling very pleasant. Because when you lay in the mud, like you say, you lay down with dogs, you rise up with fleas. When you play and poop, you smell like poop. But all that to be said, and I apologize to some of you guys because I'm sure that's not what you're listening to hear. But in a bigger picture, this coronavirus, you know what I'm saying, guys? I'm telling you, there's not going to be 250,000 people in America die unless the government intentionally kills them. Now, and this government is not above that. And again, where are the elitists? Where did they go? Where are they hiding? And why are they hiding? A very big question. I think I just explained to you why. Again, give it, I'm going to tell you, October, November, December, right around the time that we would be shipping in, importing goods from overseas for the holidays, so their holiday seasons, and also, for all the food things that you're going to need, just the basic necessities for self-sufficient, self-preservation to survive. That's when you're going to see what I'm talking about. And as I told you guys long time ago, to get your food, get your water, get your supplies, get your weaponry, get things to protect yourself, get with a social group, get with a community, guys. Long time I told you to do it. And some of you did. Kudos to you. More power to you. Some of you, it's just a conspiracy. Well, what you going to do now? What are you thinking about now? For the ones who said it's just a conspiracy, my question to you, what is your plan right now? What are you about to do? Did you call your mama? Did you call your mama? Are you looking for mama to help you out? Her mom, as you looking for mama now? And if you had listened, mother would be able to call you and said, what's the plan, son? What are we doing? And you would have had a strategy and an exit strategy and a protection program for her. You wouldn't be saying, will you, mama? And it's shame on you. Shame on you. I'm sure your mother raised you better than that. But then again, what does your mom know, right? She don't know, crap. You outsmarted her somehow or another. She lived twice your age, and you're twice as smart as she did, but you both lived through the same timelines, but she just lived double your timeline, but yet you're more intelligent than her. And the same thing applies to your dad. You're more intelligent than him, although he's lived twice the time you lived, and all the knowledge you got in 20 years, he was here for that same knowledge. Plus, he had 20 more years for the knowledge you were able to gain when you were still somewhere down in the scrotum. So here's what I'll say to you guys. Is something bad coming? Yes, it's already coming. It's already here. Are you prepared for that? If you're not, it's too late. If you did prepare, then I'm happy for you. But remember, you still need to take some other precautions. So go through, check for flashlights, check for blankets, candles, matches, any kind of disinfectants that you could have. What else you want to be checking for? Check for padlocks, check for chains, check for ropes, things that you may need to escape or things you may need to climb with, ladders. Start looking for those kind of things now. Start supplementing the things that you already have. Start supplementing supplies to go along with your food and obviously your weaponry for protection. Oh, and by the way, did you guys hear that Donald Trump said that gun shops were now to be open because they were essentials? I wonder why. Why did he say gun shops are essential? Does he know something that he's not telling you? Of course he does. Of course he does. He knows that all chaos and mayhem is about to come upon this planet and in this country. And by the way, you want to see something beautiful? Look at this sunset. Can you see that? Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Sitting on the mighty Nile. This is the Nile, guys. Don't let nobody, they call it the Mississippi, but this is, going right through the land of milk and honey, as it was once called by our ancestors. documented in our book a long time ago. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just had to share that with you. But anyway, guys, you know, here's what I'm saying. This is how it ended. No, I don't believe 250,000 people are going to die. I think that is used to get you paranoid, to get you afraid, to keep you under control while they are setting up whatever they're setting up or finishing up whatever diabolical plans that they have. And then once this thing is completed, we're gonna find out what's in store for us while they're in hiding. And then when it's all said and done, if there may be more than, if they're going to be 250,000 dying, it's going to be 250 million. Now that I believe. I don't believe 250,000. If I was going to believe a number, I would believe it's 250 million or maybe 2.5 billion. That I would believe, because that's written in the book. And when you start talking about plagues and hunger and diseases and different things that's going to happen to you because of, you know, poor hygiene, a lack of food, lack of nutrients, you know, the world going mayhem, no electricity, you know, sickness, illness, you know what I'm saying, etc., etc., etc. Situations so bad that you can't even take a bath. That's what they're going to be dying from. That's going to be the real virus. It's going to be the diseases that men are going to contract because of all the debt and dead bodies and everything else that you're dealing with. Dead animals, air pollution, water pollution, sewage everywhere, sewer everywhere. That's what's going to be the real issue. That's what's going to cause this debt. And they're going to be hiding wherever they're hiding at right now and waiting for everything to happen and this earth to try to replenish itself. Then they're going to come back out. That 500 million or so of them, according to Bible prophecy. At least lying prophecy. I'm not going to say Bible. That's the Georgia millstones or whatever. That's a lying prophecy. Biblical prophecy, only the Hebrew Israelites that we will be here. He said it will shorten their time. He said that the wicked, they won't make it, but the righteous of the Most High, those who are of His lineage, those of us who love Him, will make it. They're going to get buried under them grounds. Watch. They're going to get buried. Them rocks are going to cave in on them, and they're digging their own damn graves and don't even know it. That's what's really going to happen to them. And it's going to be their judgment for the wickedness and the mayhem that they allowed and they brought forth on this earth before they went underground. Let's see who's right. I say the Most High is right. What do you say? Love you guys. Coming to you from the beautiful Nile River down in New Orleans, Louisiana, going on up through, you know, Turtle Island, all the way up through Canada. Yes, the waterways of life. Love you guys. Bye now.